And an honor to be here. I feel so lucky to be sat here talking about something I love.
Under the bright lights here for this one. Really good match. High hopes for this battle between these two athletes. They have no respect for each other's punching power. Good counter punch. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Can't score with that jab. Insane action. And he scores with the counter. There was so much hype surrounding this match, I wonder if it can actually live up to the hype.
This is not just hype. We are in for something special tonight. What an arena, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I gotta respect both of them. More than happy.
That hook is parried away. Swing and a miss with the hook. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. What do we expect to see here in round two? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
You're fighting a counter-puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter-punchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
He threw a punch and just got countered. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Nice counter shot. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on.
Here we go in round three. Who's going to land the first big shot? This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. The perfect counter lands. The courage on display here is incredible. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Good counter punching. Those counter punches have to hurt. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Nice counter punch right up the middle. That jab doesn't find a home. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Every second, every minute of this fight.
Back at it in round 4. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
He just gets out of the way of that right uppercut. Caution being thrown to the wind. Nice counter. How about that time counter shot? Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. A perfect counter shot. Straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Jab does not score. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
That was a terrible round, that.
On to the 5th we go. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter shot. Well, you know, in this division, you got to have speed and you got to have footwork, or you're going to be a cooked goose.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
That counter shot lands. Just misses with that jab. Beautiful counter shot. That counter punch caught him clean. To to be a judge in this fight, as both fighters have had their big moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter punch. They got out of the way of that right hook. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. They exchange punches. Nice job blocking the hook. Neither fighter willing to slow down. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem... There's the bell to start round 6. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Couldn't land that jab. There's a counter shot. Real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's just like a match made in heaven.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Misses with the jab. Well done with that counter shot. Catch and shoot. Punch, counter punch. Crawford in trouble. A much better game plan here.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Nice counter punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout. Here comes round 7. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Nice counter shot. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this battle?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
The stamina is off the charts. Good counter punching. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Well, you know, in this division, we're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of counter punching.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Those counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. And down goes Crawford. I don't know. I got to take another look at that.
That's lights out right there.
One, two, three, four, five. Say come to me.
Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That'll be it. There's the bell to start round 8. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
That hook just can't find the target. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
His stamina is off the charts. Swing and a miss with the jab. They exchange punches. Unlucky to miss with that jab. Beautiful counter punch. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. How about that time counter shot? They exchange punches. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. What a dominant performance, and it shows.